Hey guys, it's Barinade again. I'm here today because I want to show you guys a 3v3 tournament grand finals from back in the day on Nox, where we used to do these tournaments. This is actually a 3v3 tournament that we did in June 2018, as you can see in the title of the video. This was actually on the second day of the tournament, and the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I think that it would be really fun to do like a modern commentary on an old tournament. So, okay, so this is turn one. You can see the strategy here looked like both teams had a sack rear, and this Eliotrope, Esketit, I think is how we're supposed to pronounce it. The whole strategy for this team, and they did this a lot on the Valor. So blue team here is actually, red team is Valorous, I believe, and blue team is Rare Hunters. So the Valorous strategy ended up being a lot of, and there I forgot to start the counter, of course I did. It ended up being a lot of stabilize and take away the range, or I guess in this case they didn't even stabilize. But at least, no, they did. It's just there used to be no marker. You can see there used to be no marker for if you were stabilized. You used to just have to remember or right click. So they would take the range and stabilize the enemy sack rear, so that they wouldn't be able to sacrifice on the first turn. Here we have Hate Spawn throwing down his sacrifice. It looks like his health is 18,000. I guess it's kind of hard to see with the let me see if I can turn the quality. And if you're wondering where these videos are actually located, you can actually find them on my old Twitch channel. I don't use it anymore. It's twitch.tv/Barinade. Like I said, I don't use it anymore, but you can see this is how the game was back in 2018. So it looked like basically sack rear was kind of the strategy. I mean, at least in this 3v3. The value of being able to take away 200 resistance, I don't know, it just was so good. I'm wondering what that last character is. I forgot the last character on the blue team. So Hate Spawn's Yop is going to go next, his Dragon Pig. It doesn't look like he has much he can do here. People don't really play Anutrof anymore. I guess because there's more options for good minus resist, or you don't really even need minus resist necessarily, like you used to. It used to be required. Looks like Hate Spawn is gonna jump in there though, or Dragon Pig. Try to call him by the right name. He's just gonna, and there's you can already see a health bug. Health bar bug. Oh, it's an Oza. Okay, yeah. So that last character is 726, which is Uni's Oza modus. It used to be really confusing back on the Nox server. We had two players called Uni. One was Uni as in Nutella, and the other one was Uni as in the guy playing Uniface and 726. So here you can see there's not really much for the, I mean, look at how tanky that sack rear is. It's kind of the same as the current live version of the game, where if someone sacrificed, I mean, there's not really much you can do about it, especially in a 3v3 like this. The Feromaniac used to be a really commonly used summon. You know, it used to not even be that bad for dealing damage, but I guess this is level 200 maximum. I think the best summon back then was the Badger Roxer, just for dealing damage. But, you know, for this kind of fight, it wasn't actually that bad. It just used the Feromaniac. There's the old Wakmeha. It used to literally just give minus AP if you were normal. And also, I'm looking at the green chat. It used to also give, you also used to have a passive called Resilience that would give Incurable if you were in close combat. So now, this is something I was thinking about on turn one, and you can't actually see the turn counter because the game used to block the turn counter. I was actually thinking that if they delay the sacrifice by one turn, doesn't that help blue team quite a bit? Because now red team sacrifice will run out before blue team sacrifice. That's something I was thinking about. Like, does it really help you? I'm not actually sure if it does. Okay, I finally right-clicked on someone. Just for a second, so we can see hate spawn stats. Wow, these resistances are pretty low. 14k health, 71% earth resist. That's pretty squishy. That's not that's not hard to kill. I mean, nowadays you would think. I guess back then it was considered okay to have around 72% resistance. Not really much to do there, I guess. So now you're going to see what it looks like when you start taking resistance. And now, I used to think that 3v3s were like a good number of players to have for a tournament. But honestly, the more I look at this, 3v3 just doesn't seem like it's going to be all that exciting. This was also, by the way, before they changed Sacrifice. I think before Sacrifice took the resistance of the target, it used to actually take the resistance of the Sacrier. I believe this is back then, before that patch. You can see, I mean, if you were ever wondering how much health people used to have back in the day, this is level 200 maximum. I had 14,319 health on my... I think this is my Pandawa, I think, that I'm logged on right now. So... yeah, at this point, I guess they're both just waiting for Sacrifice to wear out. It doesn't really help to approach the enemy team. That's actually not bad damage on that tank Sacrier there. Okay, we're getting to see this old Oza gameplay. This is literally going to be Whip Central. I think. I'm pretty sure he's just whipping. What else would he do? Set up his own AoE for the, okay, Feather Tornado. I guess that might be better than just whipping. Okay, now you can see that LAO is really tanky. I don't know if this was back when they used to play the actual, tank LAO. You can see the stats used to be based, for the summon, used to be based on the, summon, not on the level of the Oza. So you can see the Ferromaniac, it's got the 45% earth resist, less than 8,000 max health. Nowadays, you can kill that in one hit. Any character basically could kill that in one hit. At 230, I think, is funny. Now, that, I think, the Sacker, I think that's hate spawn, is already down to half HP. And again, because this is 3v3, you didn't really have space for like a dedicated healer on your team, so people would just kind of wing it and hope you win with what you had. You might have some backup heals. This was before people used to be able to one-shot in this kind of fight. Oh god, that was... what the hell? Oh man, that was the old Sacrier bug, yeah. Oh my god. Rocket Foot. Oh, that was back when the armor bar used to be bugged too. It used to just give, it used to just not show that much useful information. Like, look, the bar's half, but like you clearly just got 600 armor from 2 casts. Yeah, I think you have 2 characters on 1 square now. I don't think that's actually where they are. The hate spawn's pretty low on health. He's gonna kill that Ferromaniac. Oh yeah, Cage of Blood used to steal HP. Good old days. Nowadays you gotta use, other stuff. I think you have, like, Bloodthirsty Fury that steals HP on Sacriers now. And I kind of miss this, this kind of gameplay, It wasn't based on being infinitely immortal and being required to one-shot the opponent. It used to just be whittle them down until they die. And 18,000 was actually a lot of health for a Sacrier. I guess it wasn't a lot, but it was decent. I think their health amounts used to be, their passives used to be a little different. Like Blood Pack, the more allies they have, the more health they get. And I honestly don't think I ever hosted a tournament where Sacrier didn't win first place. I don't think any Nox tournament ever had a winning team without a sack rear on it. Nowadays, I guess you could probably win without sack rear. In fact, I see a lot of teams of 6 or 3 that don't use sack rear that could beat sack rears. Okay, he's gonna get in there. Remember that Enitrop has low earth resist. I think he might be sacrificed. Still, I can't tell what turn it is. I don't know. I guess he doesn't want to like switch the Enitrop over to the sack rear. Summons. He used to not be able to summon anything while in dragon form. What is that? Oh, that's the Badger, okay. Yeah, this is back when Badger was the best summon. I don't know why, they just made it the best for damage. There was a couple of patches where Stuck was a 2 casts per turn, and then they changed it to be Stuck was 1 cast per turn, but they like doubled the damage, AP cost, and minus MP, because I don't know, I guess it didn't make sense to the developers to just cast it twice. $360 initiative was pretty good too. I believe this is after the enchantment rework. I don't think this was before enchantment rework. Hard to tell. So if you're wondering what happens when the time runs out in these old tournaments, we would actually just determine who wins based on a point system, and the number of points you got was literally just based on what classes you had alive at the end of the timer. So for example, Yop would give you a lot of points, but sack rear would give you very few points. And the reason for that was traditionally people would play sack rear for tanking and defense, and Yops were damage dealers only. They still are. Or like Enitrop would give you a ton of points, because I guess we just considered Enitrop to be like one of those classes we wanted a lot of people to play to make fights faster. That might have been the only reason. I basically wanted to incentivize the point system to make the fights faster, because this was back when a 3v3 could take 4 hours. And still no one would die. So you really had to... We really had to push it, you know, convince people to play non-tank characters. Anybody who could heal or add armor or protect their team, like Pandawas were really low on the point total. I think they might have been like 2 points. Sakura might have been 1 point. Ozus, I think, might have been like 5 or 6 points. Echo Flips were around there too. Yops and Endertrops, I think, and Kra were all the highest point totals, around like 15 or 16. Of course, someone made the point later that maybe Endertrop shouldn't have been the highest point total character, because even though it's kind of a glass cannon, people were playing it tanky and getting a bunch of MP and running away. But that was only really good in a one-on-one situation, which I think only happened 1 time in the entire tournament. If you're curious how many other tournaments we hosted like this, there were a few. There were, I think, there might have been like 7 Nox nights. Not all of them were recorded. This was the only, like, this was the biggest tournament we did. This is the Strength Storm tournament. I think there might have been a, the winners actually got a exclusive title, the Strength Storm Warrior title. You might have seen me in game with it. They gave me it because I hosted the tournament, but then also, I believe, I don't know if it was just the winners of this fight got the, I think it was everyone who participated might have gotten the title, and then the winners actually got the Feka costume like a month before the Feka costume even released. But you know, the winners of this tournament ended up being mad about that, because the Feka costume was really ugly, And I think it was linked, too. I think it's permanently linked when they got it. So thanks, Ankama, for giving us, I guess, one of the worst rewards. I guess we didn't really think about it. Like, maybe we should have given them a better reward than just, you know. But they didn't tell me what the costume was going to be when I hosted this tournament. They just said an exclusive costume, you know, and then it was released like a month later for sale, and it's like one of the ugliest costumes in the game. So I think this was also back when Sacrifice used to have a different turn count. I think it was active for 3 out of 4 turns or something like that. Active for 3 turns, cooldown was 4 turns, and now I think it's different. I think it's active for 3 turns with a cooldown of 5 turns or 6 turns or something like that. 5-turn cooldown with like a 6-turn gash or whatever they called it now, where you can't be sacrificed for 6 turns. But yeah, this was back when you could basically be sacrificed the whole fight except for 1 turn. So far, it's looking really good for blue team. I mean, okay, Sacrifice is worn out, and it looks like 726 just doing some damage. I think Dual Rage is very similar to what Ozas have now, which is that fire spell that makes him take more damage. Of course, the armor bar was bugged back then, but especially in spectator mode. They fixed a lot of spectator bugs since this, for sure. Looks like the Yop's getting slammed right now. He used to say resist for MP resisting. AP and MP resisting. Now it just says -0 because I think people just got confused with resisting, what you were resisting. Are you resisting the attack? It just said resist. In the green chat it says resist MP, but it might have been really confusing to new players. Makes more sense to just say -0 MP, honestly. So this Elio is run out of time. This was seriously just like I guess a tank Eliotrope whose entire purpose was to take AP. And that's it. Looks like he's trying to swap that Eliotrope out as far as he can. What's he doing? I was trying to get the Elio out. He's trying to unlock him. Okay. So now it's up to Hatespawn Sacrier to get in there and disrupt the Enitrop, because I think the Enitrop can probably kill, right? He's just going to get in there and pull him, I guess. Yeah, he's going to pull him right back into the lock. So he can't reach his Dreller Zerker, and Enitrops don't really do a lot of damage. Oh my god, that did a lot of damage. I guess Hatespawn Sacrier was never full tank. He was more of a damage dealer, bruiser kind of situation. So they got both the Sacrier and the Yop low. The Sacrier, now that Sacrifices run out, is going for damage. He's taking resistance. I really don't think that this Enitrop is going to survive this turn without Sacrifice. I mean, Enitrop's definitely a good idea here, but I just don't see it like as squishy as it is. I don't see that being very useful. Okay, here we go. Okay, he went for focus, which is interesting. I would have thought he would have just gone full damage, but I guess this was back when. I mean, even on as low resistance as this is, like 70%, he's still not really doing that much. Okay, now it's the Oza's turn. I feel like the Oza can kill the Yop. I mean, is he going to switch to a healing summon? Like, there's a nice AoE there. If he switches to an AoE or a healing summon of some kind. Looks like the yacht might be dead. Okay, spectator bugs, I forgot. It's hard to tell how much health he actually has. He's very low, though. That's right. There used to be this bug where the, since the health bar, the armor bar wouldn't show up on some players, so it was very hard to tell how much health they had. But usually if their bar was low like this, or empty, it meant they were really low. So he's trying to figure out how he can get that last badger attack. I remember he goes around the side, I think. Oh, no, yeah. I think... So now the Yop lives, right? I don't think the Elio can save the Yop. Actually, don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna stabilize the Sacrier or something. He's gonna take his range and stabilize him. I'm pretty sure sacrifices back off cooldown for both players, for both teams, I mean. How much lock does that LAO have, I wonder? It's not enough. He's gonna try to pull into that, try to kill that Yop. Okay, he doesn't have to. He sacrifices again. Okay. That's looking really good for blue team. I don't think he can actually... Yeah, he can't pull or anything, so he's just gonna throw some rocks. So now, Hatespawn has to sacrifice his Yop. And I don't think they have any poison damage. I don't think there were any poison summons. There might have been one that could maybe go through sacrifice. I don't remember what they were, though, if there was one. But, you know, Hatespawn's still pretty low on health, so... If they had killed the Yop, though, this would have been a win for sure, right? They're gonna go for the LEO. I'm wondering, what's he healing from? I think Anitrops must have a passive where they heal when they spend Wafu points or something like that. Nothing. For the Yop, I guess. See, I mean, he's low on health, but he should be able to blast this Sacrier pretty hard. I think this was back when Focus used to take resistance too, right? It was basically rear resistance only. I mean, that's pretty good damage. Now we see what the Oza does. I think they're just going to go for the Elio. And of course, this is back when Oza used to just... Oh my god, that was a lot of damage. That was more damage than I thought it was going to be. I don't think he's dead, but... He's definitely getting really, really close. Red team losing. Okay. Yeah, the Elio could just heal himself. I forgot. Red team is kind of losing. But it's kind of close, you know? Like, it's not over yet. I mean... Okay. Dragon Pig has 14% of his health left. You can tell they're trying to focus down this Elio, but if they don't kill the Elio before sacrifice runs out, and they don't kill the Yop either, then it's kind of over. I don't think the Anitrop is capable of killing the Yop. when the sacker goes right before him. Like, I think that's the only thing they can do is try to kill the Elio. But without that healing, I don't think it's going to be possible. Take an MP. Prime of Life gives you a free dodge, I believe. Okay, now he's finally going into this Driller Zerker mode. Just trying to see if he can get close enough to take some resistance. Okay, trade secrets. Okay, takes resistance and takes MP. Now the can't leave. I don't think the Yop should have jumped this turn, but he's not going to use it. He's going to use his standard. There's only 15 minutes left, as you can see in the timer. Really close. So now he's kind of locked the Oza in, and you know, Oza didn't really have any mobility back then. Just animal synergy, I guess. I kind of forgot about that. Can he reach? Okay, he goes for Badger damage mode. But if they don't kill the Elio, I mean, okay, that's a lot. He's missing a lot of MP and AP now. Or I guess it's just MP. Oh, he's not actually missing that much. He's just going to heal. That's why you can't focus Elio back then. And not only is he going to heal, but I'm pretty sure Sacrifice is going to be off cooldown for H-Spawn's team here. Well, no. I think it's 2 turns to be off cooldown. Wow, that was so much healing. So now, as close as it is... Oh, good lord. That was definitely not on purpose. But you gotta make use of it. And he failed his jump. So at this point, blue team is trying to kill the Elio. It's not really possible. Red team is waiting for Sacrifice to wear out, which I think it's about to. Yeah, and that sucks because now he can't reach the Elio. He could take the portal and get a little bit closer to something. I don't know if it's worth it for him to take that long distance portal though. It might be. He's taking it. He's gonna get that long distance debuff. What's it give again? It's like minus damage and res. Okay, takes some resistance, I think, and some... I was gonna say MP, but I don't think he took MP either. You see why I added a timer, though, right? Like, this fight is... I mean, this could last forever. Especially if the Yop was maybe an Ek flip. Or an Anitroff was something like that could heal, like... I don't know. Neither of these teams had Fekka. I think... And I don't even think Fekka was bad back then. I think Fekka was still really broken. Okay, so he's going for heals. Yeah, this is lab it. Here we go. Oh my god. That's through focus, I guess. I mean, not that it matters. You can't really kill a Sacrier anyway. It's all about waiting out the sacrifice and killing the Enitroff, probably. I mean, I keep mentioning the timer in the game, but I think everyone was kind of thinking the same thing, like, who cares about the timer? We just want to see who wins, like, for real. But I wasn't going to have this fight carry out anywhere past the first death. You know, like, if the Yop dies at this point, it's over. And, you know, he's only got 70 resist and, like, 1900 health. They have no healer on their team. And I don't even think Uni knows what he's doing right now. He's just kicking. And it's barely giving him armor. Sacrifice might be down on both teams, or maybe just blue team. So he has Smell Shell too, so he's making sure to take that armor off. You know, I like how the Elio just kind of hasn't really done anything except just heal himself and live. And that's enough to kind of just win. So we'll see what Universal does right here, because he's standing next to the Elio. What's he gonna do? He's running. Oh, he's got to kill the Yop. Okay, dead. Nope, that's not enough. And here comes Punch. I think the Enitroff is dead. Is super dead. Yeah, he's super dead. Just hit him. I think he dies. 7,000 damage. No crit. Didn't die. Okay. Now it's Oza's turn. This fight is so close. I mean, all he's got to do is kill that Yop. And he kind of just wins, right? Because the other team doesn't have... Does he? I don't know. Does he win? I don't know. I feel like Oza places lower than Elio. I'm not sure. He's trying to kill the Yop without unsummoning. He's going to get him. Okay, so now here comes the healing. And he's really got to heal him up. Disembody, because Elio used to have a revive. Standing on the portal, which is smart. He should just end on that portal, honestly. And now I don't think that there's any way for red team to kill that Enitroff, honestly. Let's see. So now Uniface is stabilized. I mean, this is really close, right? I don't think Hate Spawn can kill the Enitroff, but, you know, who knows? Like, he's not a full tank Sacrier like Uniface is. And Uniface is stable in -4 range now, which is, by the way, a really good strategy to disable Sacrier. Because Sacriers, you know, they have a lot of range, but -4 and being stabilized. I mean, what can he do? He can't even get close to his Enitroff. And, you know, if Hate Spawn Sacrier is anything to be scared of at all, you know, here it comes. Like, that Enitroff dies. I don't think that blue team can win anymore. Let's see. Here comes Enthusiasm, but that only makes it worse. Sacrifices the Elio. I mean, is he going to go into damage mode, or is he just going to blood rush him? I'm surprised he didn't get backstab first. No, he's just blood rushing him. There's the backstab, finally. Oh, no. Oh, no, the Enitroff is dead. I think that's game over. I think red team just barely eked this one out. Let's see. I'm pretty sure based on points alone, Eliotrope was higher than Oza because Oza was a healing class. But this is pretty close, right? He's got to play quick because he knows that he's running out of time. Red team is probably stalling the clock, honestly, from here on out. Oh, man, that armor. That's actually crazy. This like tanky Sakurai was able to actually finish off the Enitroff. But then again, the Enitroff had awful resistance. And Ilio's just healing. I mean, he's literally just healing himself. Now there's only 4 minutes left. You know, and abiding to the rules, you know, I think if I were to do another tournament like this in the future, I would add time to the counter every time someone dies. Like maybe like 5 minutes add to the counter every time someone dies. Because that would make sense. Oh god. Two characters on the same square. I mean, that would make sense, right? Because then, you know, a team would have a chance to come back at the last second. Whereas in this case, there's only 3 minutes left. Blue team is losing on points because they have a healer on their team. I mean, you could argue that Elio is also a healer, but they didn't get put nearly as low on the list because of it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Oza wins, or Oza loses in points. I'm not sure I'd be able to find the actual point list. I'm not sure if I show it at any point in the stream. I think I do maybe earlier in the stream. But honestly, this fight is so close, like, oh man, yeah, that's really disappointing to see at this point. Like, blue team is kind of just giving up, like, they don't even deal damage. Like, the Sakurai is tanky, is dealing damage. The Elio is healing himself to full every turn. I didn't even know where the Elio was for a second there. This is old Elio, by the way. I mean, I know we only recently got the rework on it. It's actually really cool. I mean, oh, wow, I forgot they could do that. The new Elio is actually really cool. I mean, if you look into it, it's got some pretty neat stuff. I'd like to make a video talking about some of the newest reworks, but, I mean, they're kind of old news at this point. I mean, they're not that old of news, but I mean, I at least made videos on Hover Mage, right? I mean, at this point, blue team is kind of out of time. They're losing by a few points just because the discrepancy between Elio and Oza. Oza being capable of healing anybody on his team made it go very low on the list of points. Whereas Elio only being able to really heal himself. I guess it wasn't that high on the list. It was still pretty low, but it was still above Oza. Because Oza was such a popular damage and healing hybrid class. I mean, and Hate Spawn literally knows, like, just wait out the timer. There's nothing they can really do. I mean, the Sakurai he's still low. I mean, like, he's below half. He has no armor left. The Oza has one option. I mean, he could push him into an AoE, I guess. Some AoE damage in there. I mean, that's not even that bad. You know, like, look at how low the Sacrier is. It's actually really low. Imagine at the last second, the Badger can't even reach. Can he jump over? Use the portal, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's the best thing you can do right there. He loses 20 DI. Hit the Elio against lower resistance. I mean, yeah, it's over. Like, this game. Yep, and they're all saying GG. And that's it. That's the that is the match. I think that was it. I don't know if they fought an earlier match, but this was the match that ended it. And Hatespawn and Uni, under the name of Valorous, were actually able to take first place in Strength Storm. I think we even did like a little photo shoot here at the end. You can see I went ahead and put Valorous in, first place. They only lost one match. Rare Hunters, by the way, didn't do that bad, But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe learned a little bit about how old PvP used to go. And I'll see you next time.